So, Hounds, you are once again sitting down with greatness. We have the awesome Kendell Byrd joining us here in the House of Hounds. They are the voice of our newly added member to the Honkai Star Rail team, Rappa. How are you doing today?
Hey, what's up, everyone? No, I'm good. Happy to be here. No, thanks for having me.
Oh, no, you were so awesome to work with. Very bubbly, very quick with the emails. I appreciate you and your time. I know you guys are very busy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. No, but I love doing stuff like this and just like chatting and hanging and meeting folks who are playing the game and doing the things and, you know, are fans of all this. So, no, this is great. This is great.
Well, let's dive in. Let's learn a little bit more about you. How did you get into the world of voice acting, voiceover?
Yeah, no, great question. So I originally started. So I've always grown up and had I've been a big fan of animation and all things animation. My favorite show ever on the history of planet Earth is Avatar: Last Airbender, and I also really enjoyed Legend of Korra. Well, we gotta talk about what element you would be. Listen, we'll offline. But I'm like fire air for the Air Nation, Fire Nation. But yeah, so I've always grown up loving animation. And I've always loved storytelling too, but like throughout high school and college, I kind of like paused on that and went into STEM and was studying computer science and doing engineering all throughout college. And went to for high school, went to a math and science boarding school too. So knew towards like the middle half of my college career, I wanted to get more into entertainment and storytelling. So started doing improv, your theater, and then moved out to LA, was still a software engineer, but went into work at BuzzFeed. But once I got to BuzzFeed, I was like, and that's when like Quinta and the Try Guys and all of them were still there too. So once I got there, I was like, and was in some videos and stuff, I was like, I don't want to program and, debug a database all day, 9 to 5. I rather like create and like make videos and just act and storytell. And I was taking a theater class and did Shakespeare theater out here in LA once I got out here. And in a theater class, there were some VO folks in there, and they're like, have you tried out VO? You should totally look into it because it's like, acting for animation and video games. And I was like, oh, cool, bet. Let me check this out. And at the time, I was switching into working it for animation too. So I've worked at DreamWorks before and currently am writing at Netflix Animation as well. So once I got to Netflix, I was like, let me start investing in some VO classes and coaching. And then just fell in love with it. And it's been like 2.5 years of doing VO just on the side and professionally. And it's been great. But truly just like watching Avatar and just like, your Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and all those cartoons growing up is what started it all. So
we have a lot to unpack there, and I love that.
That. Sorry, that was a quick answer.
No, I'm here for it, and I'm loving the energy. So one, you have successfully mastered your left brain and your right brain. You're like, I can do the sciences, I can do the mathematics, but I also am in tune with my creative side. I think that's phenomenal.
For sure. For sure. I love doing it all, Renaissance, getting my hands into all the different things. But definitely, after being like 5 to 6 years out here in LA now, it's definitely like voiceover and voice acting and maybe voice directing in the future is where the passion really, really, really lies.
Okay. Now, you also touched on another thing. People judge me. They judge me. But I was Team Fire Nation. Like, not Fire Nation.
Oh, shit. I love it. No, we gotta talk. We gotta have like a whole Avatar side up. Listen. But no, tell me.
Like I wasn't Team Fire Nation what they were doing, but I got down with fire bending. Maybe that's what I should say.
Yeah. Okay. No, for sure. Like, I think fire bending is dope as hell, and I consider myself like, I sometimes have the personality of like, Aang and like, some of the air nomads and all of that stuff, but I love my meat. I love the Fire Nation aesthetics, and I also have lots of like fire personality wise too, like in terms of just like how my personality is. So I consider myself like an airbender living in the Fire Nation would be like my ideal and peak. So I enjoy the Fire Nation too. Not all of their crimes, of course, but we like the vibe sometimes,
Listen, they were undefeated for like 100 years. It's okay.
They were undefeated for 100 years. I love you're officially, you would be Firebender Fire if you were in the Avatar verse.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen. Lightning bending that was it. It was a done deal. I was like, earth
Yeah.
bending, cool. Metal bending, I respect it. But once I saw Azula doing I was like, yeah, we're done.
Yes.
I've chosen my team. That's it.
He said it's a wrap. It's a wrap. No, I was on like a little Avatar YouTube channel for like the official Avatar YouTube channel video where we debated on best bending and all of that, and blood bending and like water. They got some great stuff over there and all of that stuff. But I am very much so a fire person too.
Oh,
so
waterbenders are broken. Like let's.
Oh no, they broke
that.
it. I was like, blood bending is crazy. When you controlling the body, that's it. That's a wrap. But you know, yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
Now, there was also another point. So you've only been doing voiceover for about 2 years?
2.5 years. Yeah, no, I got just voiceover journey too. Or in total now, probably 3 in terms of like fall 2021 is when I really started getting into coaching and getting started in the classes and all of that. And I'm just sometimes, you probably can tell by my energy level at times, a quick moving and sometimes impatient individual, and so I was like when studying and it is for sure. And I would give the advice, like the base of voice acting is acting, like take your acting classes, like don't only get ready and get into it once you're ready. Everyone moves at their own pace and all of that jazz. I had taken or been doing like Shakespeare theater and acting in LA for like 3 to 4 years prior to starting. So I had kind of that acting background, and I did improv and sketch and all of that and out in LA and in college. So had all of that coming into voiceover coaching and all of that. But I just fell in love with it like right when we started, and I was like, yo, I mean, we took time just working on approaching script and character work, but then I was like, when can I make my demo and when can we get it started? So after like 4 to 5 months of coaching, like in March 2022, I made my demo, and then the same week I made my demo, started shooting out emails to agencies. I was like, hey, Kendell Byrd here, y'all don't know me, but soon, hey, trust me. yeah, listen. And then just got super lucky too that I was in like a theater, or I was in like a play at that time with someone who was repped at an agency, so she referred me directly to hers. And then my current agency right now, the old interactive video game agent, was also interested in learning about writing and writing for animation. So like a month before I applied, she actually hit me up on LinkedIn and was like, hey, I just saw you work in animation and write, so would love to just like pick your brain. And I was like, this is so fortuitous and so dope, because I am trying to get into VO and I'm gonna have a demo done in a month. And she was like, oh, shoot that over when you're done. And I was like, period. So then sent that over too, and then just got lucky in that week. Did not hear back from literally any other places I blind cold emailed to at the time, but the 2 places I had referrals at, they got back that same week, and they're like, let's do some trial runs and get you into it and start sending you auditions. And then it happened. So that was like, yeah, March, April 2022, and now here we are, like 2.5 years into it. So
huge. And that is awesome.
for sure.
And
Now, it's fun.
And now you're part of like one of the largest gaming properties ever. Like that's awesome. You were just like, yo,
sure.
I'm in there. That means, it was meant to be. It was meant to be, and I think that's phenomenal.
No, for sure. No, it's been like a dream come true. Truly, one of my goals was to get into a Hoyo project one of these days. Again, I've played Genshin Impact for like a year now, so big fan of that, and just getting into Honkai and all of that, and playing that. No, and I love the games, and it was funny because one of the very first video game auditions that I got, I start in April like 2022, were the characters for like Sumeru and stuff for Genshin, and I had no idea like what the game was at the time, because it was like 2.5 years ago, and what these characters were. So it's just like so like full circle. That was one of the first auditions I got when I had no idea what I was doing, and just seeing the growth and just learning how to approach those auditions to now, and they're like, hey, come do this character for Honkai, and it's been so much fun.
Well, let me ask, how would you say you created the voice of Rappa? Like, how much of Rappa is a representative of you?
Yeah, for sure. Me and Rap are the same person. No, I'm joking. You can see my voice. I mean, my voice just generally, as you can tell right now, is lower than Rappa's. But when I got the audition, it said like 16 to 18, around that age range. And I mean, full of energy and life and charisma. So I was like, cool, I have a lot of energy. So this might be a good hookup. But just seeing, they also said, like, of course, like, talks in a wacky way, a little bit delusional at times. So, like, or like fangirly. I know people on the internet have been like, Rappa's a weeb and all that because she's all into, all this ninja culture. And, it's like, I'm a ninja.
Okay.
Yeah. We all are. Rappa is all of us. Listen.
Yes.
So, but I just pitched up my voice slightly and when I also am just naturally excited, my voice gets higher too. But I just thought of her as this just very charismatic, like higher voice, like, whoa, what's up? We're gonna do this today and let's go. And I don't know, kind of character. But when I auditioned too, I had that energy, but definitely they played my audition back when I came in and they were like, we love this. We're gonna bring it up 150 more percent. Like I was already, high energy, but they wanted her. And I don't know if you played 2.6, just very much so over the top. And the first thing my director showed me was some Johnny Bravo clips from Cartoon Network.
That's awesome.
And then he just that stuff. He's he wanted her to be we were feeling that kind of vibe of what's up? I'm the coolest and I'm just talking to the third person. And we also watched some old ninja movie clips too. Because he also wanted her to have that, one of her first lines is a most terrifying close call that was. And it's very, very silly ninja movie coded and all of that stuff. So just also learning how to dial it up and right when I got into the booth, I'm oh, she is so quirky and fun, but I love playing those types of characters and all of that jazz. So just raising the voice or pitching up my voice and then also pulling from those inspirations that my director was showing me in the booth. And I was like, let's do it. But also making her a person still too at the end of the day. She's not too much characters and stuff, but yeah.
Now, the millennial in me hearing the relation between, Rappa and Johnny Bravo, that's awesome. Because now, it's connecting. I'm seeing where that inspiration came from.
For sure. No, me and the director of Honkai are big, just nerds and animation folks. So no, the first clip, I walked in the booth and we were watching Johnny Bravo just to get inspiration. I feel this is what he was I've been thinking about her for the past 3 days since I've gotten the script, and she's a tough one to crack because it's just based on just her lines of personality and how to make her fun, because she can easily just be a caricature, a stereotype and stuff. So making her just fun and awesome, and of course out there, but also finding those grounded moments too, which were some of the most fun too, to be yes, this is a person who's gone through a lot actually, and and this is how she copes and all of that stuff. So yeah.
No, I love it. Now, let me ask, with you being in voiceover, being in acting, is there, not outside of Avatar, because that was a cheat, but outside of Avatar, what verse or community or game, anything, would you like to see yourself a part of?
Oh, good question, because I always say when people ask that, Avatar, Legend of Korra.
Yep.
So you already know that's my top number one. Would love to be a spirit or something like that in the Avatar verse. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I think my, strongest genre and the thing I have also tons of fun in is just, just Western animation and animation in general. I also love Owl House and Amphibia and, She-Ra and all of that stuff. So any property where I could, either play, a comedic lead or sidekick, in an Owl House would be super fun. Or, a badass warrior, again, She-Ra. Would love to, again, started VO 2.5 years ago, but would love to audition for She-Ra or Catra, or be Korra, the literal Avatar too. But that's a good question. That, dang, let me think if there's any other gaming properties. I'm dang, just a Disney show, I'm down for any reprise or any original animated series that's to come that has the same effect that Avatar and these shows had on me. That's all I want to do, is just reach people through performance and, make them smile and brighten their days through performance. And so that's all I can hope for and stuff.
No, that's awesome. Now, let me ask, I'm sensing a lot of intent behind, these mediums? What would you say, the gaming space brings to you, as a consumer? Like, what type of joy
Yeah.
does that bring to you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a huge gamer, video game and board game. Like most weekends, you can find me doing D&D or playing some tabletop or streaming and playing PC games. OMG, are you gonna show me something? I love it. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Yes, yes! Yeah, I'm a huge gamer and I love just the worlds that games create. And now, of course, like you can see trend wise, like as I work in animation, like I'm over here at Netflix, they're always now looking at what the latest game is and like pulling from those to make animated series or live action series from. Like gaming is truly one of the industries that are leading the way in even TV and animation and just in so many things. And I love diving into a world and streaming, like, and playing. Like, again, I'm a big, like, I have a Nintendo Switch, PS5, gaming PC, so you can catch me most of the times doing any. We love Breath of the Wild, and on PC I love Dead by Daylight, Phasmophobia, Genshin, Honkai, all of that stuff. Yeah, so I just love all the different, and especially story-based games. I mean, you see Last of Us and all of that stuff. I love when I can sink my teeth into like a really good story. And then also just like play like what's it called? Like Animal Crossing and have like just fun, peaceful, just slice of life gaming too. So I think it's just so important for folks of all ages to try out and game and to experience all of that, and just so happy now that I'm able to voice a character that brings lots of joy and happiness to folks in Honkai too.
Yeah, because especially in gacha games, when you roll for a character, there's usually something that you see within that character. You're like, okay, they got to be part of my team. Whether
Yeah.
it be their kit or how they speak, or just their aura, their presence. And
Yes.
you brought Rappa alive for so many people, and then now you're going to be part of like so many core memories moving forward. That has to be phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's like truly one of the best feelings. And I think I checked out your Twitter when you reached out and saw that you also, did you get Rappa? I think you did,
Yes,
right?
yes, I did.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Thanks
So-
for pulling.
Oh no. So okay. So I'll say this because they're gonna get on me. In my stream, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna pull Rappa, and
All good.
so I let me preface this with I have Rappa. I have Rappa, E2 light cone, like I'm sorry.
Oh,
E0
period,
S1.
period.
E0 S2. I got 2 of the light cone
Okay.
in one pull. It was
Oh,
crazy.
period.
I was like, yo, let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
But I was like, I'm not sure. Like, I like the aesthetic of the character. I like, the characters, what they brought to the table. But I was like, there's a lot of similarities between Rappa and Firefly, or so we thought, what they
For
brought
sure,
to the table in
for
our
sure.
form. But your character's broken. Like, your character is like sleeper broken. Everyone was like,
Yo, sleep for real. That's good to know, and good to just start seeing videos of it too. I was like, oh no, she
Yes.
tight. She raw.
at first people were like, I tell people all the time, roll for waifu over meta,
Right.
right? Like, get the character because
Yes.
you enjoy the character, right? But
Exactly.
people were like, Firefly in the same niche. I was like, yeah, we'll see. And then I got the character. I was like, oh crap. I was like, yo, what is going on right now? The numbers were insane, but more
Yeah.
so the aesthetics. Like, Rappa feels like she stepped out of Jet Set Radio. Have you played that game?
For sure. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. Yep.
I was like, I have to get this character, and that was pretty cool. And I think you did such a great job of bringing that feeling, that vibe alive. I'm dating myself like super heavily right now, and that's okay. But you absolutely killed that aspect of things, and I think that's cool. So thank you so very much.
Oh my gosh. No, that's so kind of you. And like, no, 100%. Like, I'll be honest with you, before like 2-3 months ago when I got the role, like 4 months ago, I was like, again, was very much so more in the Genshin and community and had really no idea what was going on in Honkai and all of that. So to come in and just start learning about just all the cool things that the community is up to and all the past characters has been like super great. But then I was like, people were like, it's the same kid as Firefly. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. Or listen, people were doing the Firefly rappa comparisons and all that. And I'm like, listen, my girl's different. But I now know folks, I've seen multiple folks now who have added me and been like, I'm running Firefly and rappa. It's like, yes, don't put the girlies against each other. They're friends.
Yes.
But I'm slowly getting educated to all of the things and all of that stuff, and just appreciate anyone, because I know Rappa had a hard time with, just the Galaxy Rangers fate that I've heard of, like, us getting dropped out of nowhere, and then being, like, before, like, again, I think Boot Hill's before Firefly, and then now, Sunday's coming out in 2.7, and we're like, we just get dropped, and this is, like, our first, like, we've not previewed at all, and it's like, the fate of the Galaxy Rangers, so appreciate just everyone with all the love and support thus far into this. I'm like, I see all the discourse and stuff.
Well, let me say this: the Galaxy Rangers are loved. They are loved.
Yes, yep, for sure.
But the Galaxy Ranger fan base is serious business.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love the faction. I mean, like, yeah, they're just like, I mean, just especially even like when I was playing Rappa, like even in the booth, they were like, nah, she's just like a Gryffindor on steroids too, just like justice and, eliminating evil, doing all of that. So I love their faction and group and hope it expands in the future too, but we'll see.
I'm here for it. Now, let me ask, lately I've been doing this thing because I try not to ask everyone the same questions. Let's go a little off the cuff, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what was your house in Hogwarts? Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh, I probably am a mix. Gryffindor is probably my main house, but I'm like, if we're percentaging wise, I'm probably like 60% Gryffindor, and then Slytherin's probably like 35%. I know, no, it's only because that's what I say too. Most people, I'm like Gryffindor and a Hufflepuff, but like my boy. my boyfriend, it's one of my closest friends, because I'm playing board games Dread every weekend, and I bring like fun and dope energy to all of the board games. We play Catan, Avalon, I love secret identity games like Avalon, Secret Hitler, Coup, Mafia, anything, Blood on the Clock Tower, like just any of this. So when we play those, and I still like have, I'm still myself when I'm playing, and then people get bamboozled because I'm like, hey, let's trust me, and everyone's like, oh, we'll trust Kendall, and then they're like, look at how deceptive it was when you put it.
I don't know, because like if we're like in a zombie like survival group, I don't know, you might be the person to hide you were bitten. I don't know.
Really? No, I'm Gryffindor usually for life though, but I do have like, again, like even when I was talking about, they're two sides of the same coin, but talking about like VO and me, like, being like, let's get into it fast, let's go. Like when we have our mindset on something, the ambitious side of me definitely is there, but Gryffindors are ambitious too, so.
100%. I'm just noticing the pattern. It's like fire, air. Gryffindor,
yeah, Fire, air, Slytherin. Yes, we're the duality of both things,
rock with it.
That's what makes that's what makes us complex. We all have, light and darkness within,
Yes.
No. Oh, and also speaking of Rappa, because again, I'm glad you're like vibing with her and messing with her and seeing her gameplay. Like I remember in session when I first was dubbing to all the efforts and the ult and saw her ultimate, and I was like, oh. And I didn't even, because again, I was coming in and was not a huge Honkai fan, so I didn't know there was no other characters who had the first person thing. I just was like, this is cool. She's jumping off a building, and then we doing the ninja stuff. But yeah,
they got me. I was like, I saw the ultimate. I was like, okay, so we're jumping off the buildings. We're dropping shurikens on people in first person. I was like, all right, here, take my money. I was like, you got it.
Yeah,
you got
for
it.
sure.
I tried to resist, but I was like, you guys pulled it off. Well done.
Yeah. No, they did. No, I was really happy with what Hoyo did for her and her character. Was definitely like, just between you and me on this interview, was like, when I of course heard that she was similar to Firefly's kit, and then it was coming out right before Sunday, I'm like, damn, is Hoyo want to mess with my girl? I'm like, she really dropping her during a competitive with some fan favorite characters, or in the same kit as a fan favorite, and then right before some fan favorites, and that's why I was like, I mean, Hoyo, when I was in session, were like, we love Rappa, we're so excited for her. So I'm like, nah, they fucks with her and mess with her. And then once all of her marketing and trailer and stuff drop, I'm like, nah, yeah, they do. They mess with her. I'm like, cool, that's cool. It's good. It's all love over here.
When people started testing, they was like, no, pull. You need to pull.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks everyone who's pulled and done the things, and shout out to everyone who's pulling in 2.7 and in all future patches too. May all your pulls bring you great luck, you know?
Hey, we rock with it. Now, I've seen, you are over on Twitch. How do you like the content creation side of things?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I just started getting on and streaming and doing Twitch. I'm actually probably gonna start messing around and streaming more, and like I'm streaming tonight, and I'm gonna start maybe creating a schedule, consistent schedule, but also we'll see, because Twitch is like still like kind of a foreign landscape, but super exciting to me. During the pandemic, me and my roommates in 2020 created a YouTube channel called the 354 Squad, which was a reaction channel where we reacted to anime, movies, other TV shows, and also did sketches and all of that. Okay. And we were able to build up a really good or decent sized base during pandemic in 2021 and 2022. And so that was like kind of my first taste of content creation, which was really exciting because having my first job at BuzzFeed, I was always interested in also doing digital stuff and streaming and making digital content. Being able to learn from BuzzFeed producers when I was just getting out of college was invaluable and super dope. So to be able to do YouTube all these years has been fantastic. And then now I'm like, yeah, let me see what Twitch has to offer. Don't know if I'm going to be like a crazy like Twitch streamer, but I love gaming and streaming. So we'll just see how it goes.
For me, it's all about, like, don't get me wrong, like it is a business for me. Like I do generate an income from it.
For sure.
But having that community, you know what I'm saying? Because I created the House of Hounds of being a community of, just positivity, not having toxic gaming. It's like, yo, this is a place where we all, no matter who you are, if you're chill, we can come in, game, and have a good time. And I feel as though you're going to have a community, in like the same reflection. It's going to be a reflection of you. It's going to be upbeat, bubbly, passionate about what you guys get into. And if the things, like you've done some heavy hitting things, like off rip, like
thanks.
Huge. Working at Netflix, huge. Jumping to one of the largest gacha games in history, huge. And you're just like, I just got started. I'm like, what? Excuse me?
No. You're too kind. Listen.
So if you ever need help with anything in terms of like streaming or YouTube, please reach out. Let me know. I know a lot of your castmates are out there doing their thing. Shout out to Sam.
For sure.
She's a badass.
Sam, that's my homie. That's the homie. Yes, that's why I know you have Ambi. That's all I'm like, I know, because that's Sam's character. I meant to say, I'm like, Sam's a really good friend, and we're probably going to do more, like, collab streams together as I start my Twitch career. Again, don't know if I'm going to be, like, a Twitch streamer, but also, no, I'll definitely hit you up and just pick your ear for advice and all of that stuff, too, because I love doing all these things.
Yeah, and it's not just lip service. Like, if you ever just DM me, like, hey, how do you do this? I got you. Or should I do this? Like, maybe. Because it gets... You want to give of yourself, but also don't give too much of yourself, if that makes sense.
For sure. I know. I was literally texting Sam, like, last night of, like, just literally basic and silly stuff. I was like, so how do you play, like, how does copyright music work on Twitch? And, like, can you play background music and when you have, like, a waiting screen of, like, streams about to begin? And how does that setup work? So she was helping me literally last night with that. So as you could tell and see, I'm definitely on the bare bones, like, level 1 of all this stuff. But it's cool.
Check out Stream Beats. Stream Beats. Free, copyright free, no issue.
Period.
Stuff. It's good stuff.
Okay, cool. No, I literally will do that right after this. So very dope.
Well, where can we find you in all of your glory online? How can we keep up?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter or X at FlyLikeABird22. On Instagram at FlyerThanABird22. On Twitch now at Kendell_Byrd. And then YouTube. I have a YouTube channel that has like some like of my VO demos on it. So that's, I think, just Kendell Byrd. But my YouTube channel with my friends, even though we've not posted in like a year, but we might come back. Hey, wait for the comeback. It's the 354 Squad. And that's where my main YouTube channel is. And and thanks again for having me. Listen.
Well, listen, once again, you all have sat down with greatness. This has been Kendell Byrd, who excels at everything she does. I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh, no.
No, I'm going to double down. Like,
no, it's not true.
Yes.
Also, am I icon or am I on video? I should have asked you that before we started. Or I'm down with both, either or. I just want to know if I'm no.
You are on video front and center.
Oh, period. Well, hey, what's good, everyone? Even though the interview is now pretty much over, I didn't know if I was an icon and you only were seeing me, but I'm so happy I've been on video. But anyway, no, there's lots of stuff I'm still learning and getting better at, just like us all. But no, just happy to be on this adventure.
No, we got you covered. Make sure you guys check out everything she does. Follow her down below. We're going to call it. You guys stay fierce. You guys keep gaming. And my voice is cooked, but we're going to do this. Welcome to the House of Hounds.
Hey, yo.